Good afternoon, Waycross family. This is the first city update of two for the city of Waycross that we've started doing right now. And this one is not scheduled to be too long, although I will be a little bit long-winded. I did add some topics I want to discuss today based off of the last few days and current events going on within the city of Waycross. So first and foremost, like I say, hope everybody is safe and everybody's prepared for Swamp Fest that's coming up this weekend. Please get out there and show your support for the local vendors as well as local entertainment that will be taking place down there in City Hall. We're looking forward to that event. It always brings in a great crowd. There will be great food and a lot of activities. So if you can, please get down there and support that. And while we're waiting, I'll give a few more people a chance to kind of get in the chats or get online. And then I kind of go into the city update. Like I said, I have 5 topics. Hopefully I won't be more than 30 minutes. This is only scheduled for 45 minutes versus the hour presentation at the end of the month. But I'll stay on as long as I can if we have any additional questions or requests. But I do have a hard stop time of 1:30 with another competing event. So, and with that, I guess we got enough people in. I'll go ahead and start. And of course, I'm going to start with safety as always. And we put out an earlier post this week talking about some of the robberies that we've been having. And I want to just touch on that point a little bit further. I did read some of the comments from some of the citizens and some of the concerns. I just want to make sure that it's clear what I said and what I intended to say, as well as our police force. So I fully understand that a lot of the citizens do lock their homes and lock their vehicles and their businesses. What I was trying to articulate was just as many don't. And a lot of our crime is a crime of opportunity. I think one of the citizens mentioned that versus break-ins. We rarely have break-ins where we have kicked in doors or broken windows or anything of that nature. Most of our petty crime, we're calling this, is going to be because there's an unlocked door, an unlocked window, an unlocked car door. And even with that, within those car doors, on cars and vehicles, people leave a lot of valuables out in plain sight, to include weapons. So what I was trying to do was just ask citizens, we need your help with that because you are our first line of prevention. So if you could just, the simple request was just please lock your doors, lock your windows. When I say doors, I mean to your homes, to your sheds, to your vehicles, anything that you might have valuables in. We just ask you to lock your doors. Nothing more, nothing less. The police will do their job as far as enforcement when they can, but it's quite difficult to keep up with situations where simply because the door was unlocked and it was an opportunity based off of somebody may have seen a phone sitting on the dashboard, or in some cases, like I said, we've had people leave weapons visible in cars, and then of course somebody's going to try to get that for whatever reason. So I hope I made that clearer. That was my goal, simply to kind of talk about the break-ins and ask everybody to kind of be a sensor and everybody be part of our solution. Our men and women police on the police force, they do a great job, but they are only so many. So again, I'm simply asking you to just secure your property as best you can. And then, leave lights on, do all those other things, neighborhood watch, call the police and all those things. And then we would deter crime way better that way than just kind of letting ourselves be allowed to be, a opportunity crime. But if you got any questions on that or suggestions, I would encourage you to reach out to Chief Cox, Police Chief, or reach my office, especially if you have a different solution. Like right now, all I'm trying to do is prevent crime. And when we do detain these individuals, is recover your valuables. So again, I need your help with that. One thing I did not mention when I was discussing the uptake of crime is the cyber crimes. Cyber crimes, meaning we had a uptake of this last year when people were buying folks' homes from out of town or renting folks' homes from out of town, and new renters would show up or potential buyers, and they had paperwork signed, and we had squatters, all those things of that nature. So I just ask again, first of all, if somebody comes to your house and they say they bought your house or they're renting your house, man, please call the police first. A lot of times those people showing up are victims themselves. They've given that person money online, and they're showing up thinking they've got a valuable property some kind of way. So again, please call the police or emergency service first. If you can refrain from interacting with those people, I think they can appreciate that too. That's probably the best thing to do and the easiest thing to do versus try to argue with what is correct. And I fully understand that if it's your home, of course, you're going to be hot. But again, please call the police to let them handle that type of situation. So that's my update on safety. Let me go back one more thing on safety again about the speeds. And I'm going to approach it the same way. We've had a lot of accidents over the last 2 weeks. Some fatalities, again, all contributed to speed. So I will keep asking and I'll continue to ask on behalf of the mayor and the commission that you slow down out here while you're driving, especially Corridor Z, when we have identified construction going on and you're coming over ramps at double the speed posted. Stuff is going to happen. I don't know how to say this, but please, Red Cross, I need you to slow down. Nobody should die because you want to speed somewhere. So watch out for each other. Again, we're heading to the summer months. Children will be crossing the street to go to the parks and the playgrounds. They will be out of school. We'll have people be vacation time, and we have got to watch out for each other. And we have got to simply just slow down. That's all we're asking you to do. I got it. It's a city. We got to do other things as far as speed, calming techniques, and all those things. But right now, the easiest way to fix all this is just to slow down, leave on time, pay attention while you drive, and watch out for each other. So that's on safety. I did a post update. I'm going to talk about this right now about taxes because I had some questions asked about tax dollars. And we always get these questions. I would encourage you as citizens to follow the budget process. And that starts at the next meeting here on, I think it's the 14th, April 14th. That's the next commission meeting, working session. If you got concerns on taxes or how they apply, start there. And over the next 2 months, the budget process will be enacted. And you'll get to ask all those questions and see what's going on. But to answer a simple question, most all your taxes, not all your taxes, the large portion of your taxes goes for the salaries and the benefits of the workforce. And I don't have a chart to put it right now and show you that, but we have over 200 people that work here in the city of Waycross. Most of that being police, firemen, and public works. And we pay for their salaries through our general fund, through your taxes. So if you don't truly understand that, again, you can contact the finance director or myself, or just take part in the budget process. I did put up some slides. You can refer to the GMA website that talks about how that works. But again, if you have questions, concerns about our tax management, the taxes we receive, we take that and put majority of that on the salaries and benefits for the workforce, who then in turn provide services for citizens. That's the basic definition for that. But if you got questions about that, again, we are very transparent. Come by, stop by, come see me. I can explain, I can show it to you in detail if need be, as well as the finance director and many of my directors. We all know how to present this and we all are familiar with this. I just want to address that because I continue to get questions about tax usage. And that's why I put on there a tax breakdown of how your 8% sales tax is broken down. And I hope if you had a chance to look at that, you can go scroll further down on my page. You can see how that's set up. And I'm going to talk on that briefly. And again, this will be doing the budget process as well. So if you have questions on that, you can come to the budget process and we'll go over that detail. So for that 8% sales tax, 1% of that tax is for, it's called SPLOS. That goes to the city streets, buildings, equipment, water, sewer, rehab, and parks, things of that nature. And what we're going to do to further explain that 1%, I'm going to provide a list after the city retreat that explains all of those items in there, again, being city streets, buildings, equipment, water, sewer, rehab, and parks. And we're going to show you our priority list on how we use that 1% out of your total 8% sales tax to apply to those services and equipment. That way, hopefully, our citizens can better understand where those tax dollars are going. The other 1%, which becomes a local option, we call lost, that goes to properties. And that's a whole other conversation. That'll be separate from that. But I'm going to try to take some time and do that for a separate presentation for you, a live stream. I'm going to probably try to get the county assessor and tax commissioner to be on there with me too to explain that. But I understand there's many questions on how that works and that's value added, and we will do that as well. And then we have the 1% transportation tax, and that goes to the Georgia Department of Transportation. And that tax goes to all the helps Georgia, the GDOT, we call it, to perform all their duties they do throughout the state. So, and after that, you have a East Block tax. That's an education tax, and that goes to the school board. And that tax allows the school board to do what they're doing right now, building Waycross, Ware County, and New Middle School. And then finally, the remainder of the 8%, so I've talked about 4%. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4%. The remaining that 4% tax goes to the state for their various projects. And things of that nature. So again, you have an 8% sales tax. It's broken up. Basically, half of that automatically goes back to the state for their projects and programs, and then 1% goes to the local option sales tax, which is for property tax. 1% goes to GDOT for their projects, and 1% goes to the education side for the school board projects. And that last 1% goes to the city for the city to provide services, fix streets, fix buildings, fix equipment, and rehab your water and sewer in our parks. I hope that's clear. There's a post on it separately. If you got questions about the 8% sales tax, go to that post, ask those questions. And again, the budget process starts at the next commissioner meeting working session, and we'll go into detail on how your 8% sales tax works. Next topic I want to talk about, it's going to be more infrastructure. It's broken down to a few parts. It's going to be easements. I'm not sure if everybody knows how the easement process works. So I'll kind of, and I want to show anybody's intelligence, but I want to get to the basics so we all have a place of shared understanding, so we don't just get off in the weeds about things that are not true, untrue, or are not important to a certain degree. So with easements, so first let me talk about property lines. So yes, the city does maintain the canal, but we don't necessarily own the canal. And I know that sounds funny, but if you look at certain deeds, or property deeds, in some cases, that deed goes from the front of the property all the way through the house itself, to the back of the property, and all the way across the canal to the other side. Or in some cases, it goes to the midpoint of the lowest point of the canal, and then the other property on the other side gets the rest of it. Although we still expect it to maintain that area. I hope it's not too confusing. I just want to kind of outline that. So if it's too confusing, like I say, we're going to do a special presentation on this as well, because moving forward, these areas need to be clearly understood so the commission and the mayor can make those tough decisions that we got to start making as far as maintenance on the canals, our streets, and our water and sewer. So that's how that kind of works. And for us in my public works, unfortunately, only almost, I won't say half, but at least a third of the canal is inaccessible to public works for a lot of reasons. The most being infrastructure blocks entryway. That means they got homes built on it where we can't get through it, businesses, what else? Businesses, homes, private property, all those things, and we can't legally, physically get to the canal to clean it. And I can go all day about that, but it is a problem. It's a problem I'm trying to address. Now, the mayor has some 72-hour emergency powers. I have a few authorities outlined in our code book, in the charter, that I'm really looking at right now, because if we don't start doing some things different here, we are going to lose the battle with the canals. So one, I bring this up because we try to get easements a lot of time, and the easement should take no longer than a week. But some of our citizens, it's taking about 6 months to get an easement, and it's a little frustrating for for those citizens affected by this, and it's frustrating for me as well, because we're trying to do the right thing for you, and we're just going back and forth about stuff. I understand everybody hates government to a certain degree, but we're trying to do our jobs, and I need your help with this. Like, as we complain about not being maintained, if we can't come on the property, we can't come on the property. It's just point blank, and then we get sued. What you don't know either is every time somebody pours oil, like we have a lot of folks just use oil, that's car oil, that's cooking oil, all these things into the water and through the table line, and we get inspected for this, and we get fined for these things. And that's a lot of money we lose simply because folks don't dispose of their materials the right way. So it's a very frustrating process right now. And like I said, we're trying our best to engage it. But again, I need your help to engage it. If you're not going to help me, help you, it's almost impossible to fix those areas. And for those who say, well, just do another area, the canals are like blood vessels. If we focus on one area too much and clean it out, it can make another area even worse. So I need your help on that. I mean, I'm trying to be transparent and communicate the true issues. And so we stay there and figure that out together versus get to these other things that we continue to get pulled down in for no reason. And it slows down progress. And in this case, slows down cleanness of those canals that need to be cleaned. And with that too, so everybody has a better understanding, with canals, we want grass in the canals. Grass is a means of soaking up moisture. So it may be not pleasing aesthetic-wise, but functional-wise, operational-wise, is what you want. Again, grass soaks up moisture, being water. The same thing with the trees. Not the trees that get pushed over, but any tree next to the canals, it will maintain the dirt. When we knock down trees because people don't want them there, it only pushes the corrosion faster. So that's why we're not allowed to cut down trees next to the canals. We can cut down to the stump, but we cannot remove the roots. The roots maintain the dirt in the side of the canal. I hope everybody can understand this. I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but I feel like I have to say these things because just in the space we are right now, we're coming to the summer months. They've already broadcast we're going to get more hurricanes. I want to get ahead of all this because I want people to really understand what's facing us as a community and what we all got to do. We can't just be the city. We all have to kind of put in to make things better. So, and then with the access, like I say, I've got 2 areas I'm trying to get to right now, and it's been 6 months back and forth with the residents. I will ask everybody just to be, it's not a hard process. If we can't get to the canal, it's only certain entry points to certain parts of the canal. So we can't just go any other way. So we need these easements. Again, I need your help with that. I need your understanding. I'm trying to provide you clarity so you understand. And again, if you don't like the city and it's this and that, I fully understand that too. But right now, we're trying to mitigate some areas in the canal to help everyone. And I mean help everyone. So again, we're asking for your assistance with that moving forward. Next topic is going to be streets and roads. So I'm going to start with a lot of data, and I know it can be I don't want confusing about it. I try to keep it simple. Right now, the city of Waycross has around 400 streets and roads. That mean dirt areas and asphalt that need maintenance. In many cases, these roads have never had maintenance done to them. So you're talking about some of these roads have been around for 50, 60 years. It's a complex problem because when we're doing the roads, of course, everybody knows we have utilities as well that factor in to the quality of the road. That's another expense. But the one thing I want everybody to listen to now, if we were to fix all 500 roads, that means utilities we would need near $1 billion. And I need to put that number out there so people can understand. Think back to what I said about taxes and the 1% that comes out of that sales tax that goes towards streets and roads. Just please think about that. So anytime somebody tells you to get rid of the SPLOST or these things, just know we don't have any other funding to go to streets and roads. We didn't start that SPLOST process until about 20 years ago. Before then, there was no money for streets and roads outside of regular property tax and things of that nature. So about $1 billion. Of course, we'll never have that much money. So, it's just a target number there. So, and that's like utilities and streets. For streets alone, if we just pay the streets, we're talking maybe $500 million. But I just want everybody to know that, because when people say certain things, uneducated, underinformed, it's difficult for the commission to make decisions. So I've been trying my best since I've been here to explain this stuff, because from my understanding, nobody's really explained it before. And it's very important that everybody gets this. And I'm not trying to insult anybody, but, we've got to start turning the corner and making these difficult decisions, for not just for us living in Red Cross right now, but for those that follow us. So I've been here 2 years, and I went back 3 years to look at some data. We've done 45 streets and roads in the last 3 years. And that's been kind of conservative, because 45 meaning we're doing utilities as well. Could we do more streets if we didn't have to do utilities? Yes. But right now, 45 in 3 years, you do the math, that's 15 streets a year. So you're talking about, do the science again, we got 400 streets that need to get done. The average lifetime of a street, I'm talking about just a street, with asphalt pavements, it's about 15 to 25 years. And with concrete, it's about 20 to 40 years. Now, there's a significant cost difference between asphalt and concrete, but which is why for a long time the city chose the fastest and cheapest method of repairing streets. Right now, I'm trying to do a long-term strategy to really catch up with these things. We're still trying to figure it out, but we're going to figure it out. But it's going to take some time, and we got to find this revenue to do it. Again, we have about 400 streets within Waycross that need resurfacing and utilities work done, which total cost will be estimated around $1 billion. Just streets, around 500 million. So, and then again, with asphalt usage, we're talking 15 to 25 years. With concrete pavement usage, we're talking about 20 to 40 years. Now, there's some techniques you can use as far as maintenance to add another 10 years onto that, which we're discovering right now through Discover and Learning. So, if done right and efficiently, we can get some of our concrete, and it might be a mix of asphalt and concrete depending on price. We might be able to get 50 years out of some of our concrete streets. And also means doing it the right way, making sure that our contractors and those companies we pay to do that project don't take any shortcuts. So that's something that's been done in the past. And so I'm trying to be better about that, by managing those contracts better. And hopefully, and I said this when I first got here, it's going to take about 10 years just to get the reset, if that makes sense. So I'm saying all this too is all these things didn't happen yesterday or a couple of years ago. They've been ongoing for decades, and the commission now is really trying to address these things. And I'm not throwing stones at any past commission, because if you look at the city budgets the last 30 years, it's always been a smaller budget if you go back up to the 1990s. And even then, when we had more people, we still collected less taxes. So now to this point, which is going to be my main talking point about infrastructure. And I've been trying to make sure I said this professionally, because it's not a chicken little, the sky's falling thing, but I need everybody to understand, because I really want to enable the commission to make some hard choices without fear of whatever, But we are at a crucial point. We had 5 sinkholes this past week, and it's been some sleepless nights, because I just worried so much about how far a sinkhole can spread. But a sinkhole did not happen over the last 10 years. It's been working its way through that for decades. And it's just time that we aggressively address these issues. That's going to cost money, going to cost time. And again, looking back at that sales tax and what we have to really appropriate to our streets. Now, I did put on here some other taxes, like the TIA, the lose my word, Transportation Investment Act, and a few other things. So the other in the LMIG, the few other sources as well, but ultimately fixing those streets and roads come for those taxes and really that 1%. So in the T-slots, transportation slots. So it's going to take some time. And I need everybody to just, for a minute, just understand this because I don't want to be no commissioner. They're getting judged every single day about everything they do and don't do. And right now, most of the time when you become a commissioner, you're coming in to a situation where the problem has been there forever. And it has not been properly addressed for whatever reason. And you got to own it. Like I own everything right now. I have spoken in the past about coming in some of these bad situations. But I'm not throwing it back anybody else. Like I said, I own it. I'm the city manager here in Wake Cross, Georgia. I own it. But I need everybody to understand the true problem set and what it is we're trying to fix and what it is we have to fix. So I don't want to sound anyway but concerned because I'm concerned. And I think everybody needs to be concerned to a certain degree. So I hope and not hope. I'm going to do a better job explaining this stuff because, every citizen got to get it. No one really comes to the meeting, so, it's hard. These live streams are touch and go sometime. I try to get around to the community and explain stuff. I'm asking right now, what do we have to do? Because a lot of times I had somebody come to office yesterday and complain about the street, and that street actually getting done right now. And I just don't know because we're putting this stuff out and nobody's seem to be getting it. Now, even if Facebook, and I get frustrated with Facebook because we can share a lie like it ain't anything. A lie can be shared 800 times, but we can't share anything positive or correct information more than once or twice. And that's sad because, if everybody's truly concerned about this city, we got to push that information as well. So I will ask again, like if you can share one of those things, look at the pothole, please share the information I give you as well as far as the data. Please share the signs. Please share the great work that the Public Works Department are doing every day. When a pothole gets called in, we respond in 20 minutes on average. And on average, the pothole, not sinkhole, the pothole is corrected, mitigated, or fixed within 3 hours. So please share that too when you're sharing all the bad stuff that Wake Cross has going on, because we have all got to be better at that. We keep asking why businesses don't come here and why people leave and all that. It's because all we do is focus on negativity. And I know I'm being a little bit personal today, but and I'm not from here. I hear it all the time, but I'm here working here. And I'm trying my best. My team is trying their best. So this got to be one city, one community, and everybody got to be focused on making it better. It's just, I know it ain't a lot of folks, but it's just enough that they come in every day, wake up every morning with the primary goal to burn down the city, and they spread that propaganda, and that's all they do, and that spreads faster than all the good work of my policemen, of my firemen, of my public works. Those are the frontline people, but behind the scenes, my HR, my business integration, information systems, code enforcement, community involvement, all these people that come to work every day to underpay, unappreciated in some cases to help the city out. So, and again, excuse me if I sound unprofessional right now, but it's getting to be frustrating some days. So I own all the sinkholes. Like I said, we're going to do our best to resolve these sinkholes, but they've been there for a long time, being uncorrected or not mitigated. So, but we're going to do our best to fix them. So last thing, and I don't see many questions here today. I'll wait a little while for some comments. Well, I do see some comments. Let me just look at them right now. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Dixon. Yeah, we're trying our best to explain stuff. My last thing, like I say, Mr. Mayor, if you're listening, please excuse my unprofessionalism when I say this, but we got a great mayor, one of the best men I have ever met in my life, and I've served with a lot of great leaders in my 30 30 years plus in the military. But I've served right beside 3 and 4 star generals. I've met presidents. I've met kings. I've met queens. I met many important people around this world. And I will put our mayor right in that pack of people who care about their community. And it's hard to get out here when everybody's always throwing stones at you and you can't say anything back. The mayor can't get on Facebook and respond to any of those uninformed, uneducated, hateful, and racist comments. He can't say anything to that. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to address posts that continue to slander his name. The mayor's job is not my job. I'm the city manager. I do the operations day to day. He got a whole different purpose. Please read the charter if you're confused about that. And again, I'm not talking to everybody, but it's getting to the point that it is slander. And he is a professional. He's a professional. He's an educator. He is a mayor. And he should be respected as such. So if you got something you're going to throw in the air today, because whatever, I just ask, have the common decency become acts. We're going to live stream. Ask me face to face. I don't care. I've been told everybody that. But all these lies and accusations you throw out there, you throw out about me, like I say, if that's all you got to do is wake up every morning and slander somebody's names, man, I pray for you as well. Because you got to be a sad individual. Very sad individual. So with the mayor, his responsibility is up and out. During those storms when the hurricanes came, I asked him to get on that phone because somebody got to sit by the phone and make sure he talks to those state and federal agencies to send us supplies. That's his primary role. He wanted to be out there with us, and he was out there handing out water and food and praying on everybody, all those things too. But during those times of need, it's got to be that immediate contact with that seat, the mayor's seat, to get supplies here. That's how the supplies get to us faster, because he's coordinating those with the state and federal agencies. That's his role. His role also to bring business here. He doesn't travel enough. He needs to be traveling more to champion Waycross. So when he's in magazines and do interviews, he is championing Waycross, because nobody outside of Waycross knows about Waycross if we don't champion ourselves in this city. Somebody has to be the cheerleader. Somebody has to speak the positive. Somebody has to go up there to the state legislative and talk about all the great things that's going on here in Waycross. Somebody has to go to D.C. and say the same thing, because if they don't, nobody will know. And everything that continues to happen bad to Waycross will continue to happen. So again, if all you got to do is get up in the morning and chastise the mayor, I pray for you, because you got a sad life. And I'm not an elected official. I can come on Facebook and say all this, this is not me degrading anybody, but I'm just asking you, because that, even doing that to the mayor, that's one thing about Waycross we do. We love to criticize each other. That's why we lose out on local businesses coming here. They see this every day with Waycross. I'm not saying I complain or have concerns or issues. I'm saying there's an appropriate way to address those things. Sometimes we don't know as a city, until somebody call us. Again, on average time potholes, 20-minute notification, 3 hours fixed once we know. So we won't let it sit there. We come address it immediately. But you never see those good stories put out that way. All you see is the bad stuff, the limited bad stuff, because we're not unique. Every city facing the same challenges right now. It's been a bad economy. Taxes high for everybody. So we all face this together. And as a community, we got to be smarter with this stuff, and we got to be more aligned with each other. And everybody got to row in the boat the same way, or it will keep on sinking. And Waycross has been declining for decades. Not right now because of this mayor or this commission. It's been going bad for years. So again, if all you have to do is get up in the morning and be bad, man, I'm gonna pray for you. But at the same time, we need to be together on this. We need to be together. We got to start thinking together. We got to think alike, but we have to start thinking together with each other, because if we don't, it's only going to get worse. I go again to the streets. I'm going to post something else about the streets. I got to know yesterday about the vehicles, the trucks. My police officers ticket trucks every day. They try their best, but then they got to be 10 other places as well. So it's hard to catch every single truck that's trying to board the train. But Lord knows we trying. We're trying. Public works is it's only so many people. There's only so much they can cut. And I've done the math and the science and the data, how much they can cut in 8 hours. I can't keep burning them out every day. And it's going to come a time when we have to stop worrying about aesthetics and start worrying about functionality and operational stuff. That's what makes the city grow. And we got to start growing and bringing in revenue to do all these other things we want to do in a faster uptake tempo to make things better for all the citizens. And I recognize it's a third of our citizens living on the poverty level. We recognize many of our citizens, count on Social Security. We realize that we got over 300, take that back, 600 people that we consider to be homeless or living with food insecurities. Track all this stuff. Every day, we feed the homeless. We're doing all these things way outside what the city should be doing. And back to the mayor, every time somebody dies here, if you need to know, and he's not going to go out here and tell you everything he does every day. He's not like that. He ruined the praise multiple nights, multiple homes, multiple funerals, giving spiritual guidance to people, giving out his own personal money for struggling families. This I know. So again, if all you got to do is slander the mayor's name, I feel sad for you, but I'm going to defend the mayor. My team going to defend the mayor. Staff going to defend the mayor because we got a good mayor. If you don't believe that, Google all these mayors getting in real trouble right now for what they're doing. So I apologize if anybody took that in offense, but I need to say it because City Waycross, we got to do better. We got to come together. We've been separated for many years. So I'm not from Waycross, but it's probably why I can see it better than the rest of y'all can. There's no need for all the separation and stuff. There's no need for the separation in the county and the city. I applaud the new county manager reaching out to me this time around because it wasn't done before. I'm going to work with him best I can, not just for Waycross citizens, but for Ware County citizens, because that's what it should be. Ware County and Waycross should be county and city. So I applaud him. Jimbo, I'm gonna say your name everybody know you by. So we're gonna do better together as well. But we got a lot of things coming up, and I don't wanna get too emotional up here. They've been a long year, and I was sitting here for a purpose. I'm here for that purpose. I'm just asking that everybody be more positive. If you got solutions, bring more solutions. If you don't understand something, please ask for the information or the correct information. If you're smarter than me, all means come up here and tell me and show me so the city can be prosperous from that. If you gotta attack people for what you think they don't do at an intelligence level or whatever, work performance, just have your documentation together and your truth, and maybe that person needs to hear that. I tell about all day long, I'm not the smartest person in this city. I can see somebody coming to me being smarter and making me better. Or if something I didn't do, I will own, or if some misinformation out there, I will own that. So help me get better. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm gonna do a quick summary, and then I see some questions come up here in the comments. I'll try to ask those questions real fast, and then we'll call it a day. And again, I'm sorry about seeing my professional today. It just bothered me. Some stuff coming up to the city, and my team, like I said, underpaid. A lot of them are not appreciated. They work too hard for you and their families for that to continue. For those few people in our community that only want to burn down the city of Waycross. So again, with safety, ask for your help. Our speeding continues to pick up. We only have so many police cars that could be everywhere. The break-ins, again, a lot of these break-ins come because the homes, the properties, the automobiles are left open. I'm simply asking you to lock those and secure those doors. Help us to focus on, doing our job as the police. Cyber crimes, help out each other. I forgot to mention this, again, it's our older population. And I'm going to tell another story. I hate to keep telling these stories, but please know your neighbors, especially your elderly neighbors. so you can check on them. That's first line defense as well. We're not going to be able to catch a cybercrime until it almost always happens. And by that time, a lot of our older population have given up money they don't have. Again, a third of our population relies on Social Security. So check on, if you don't, just say, hey, a couple of days, so you have that trust with them, because that's beginning to be a growing problem with the threats that happen to our older population. Taxes, I tried to explain the 8% tax because I really want to see you measure how much of those taxes really go to road, streets, and then not in there was property taxes, because the majority of property taxes goes to the salaries of the workforce. So when you ask the question again, where our taxes go, majority goes to the workforce and who provide services, and that little bit we have that comes from those floss goes to roads and equipment for the city. So it's appreciated. Your hard tax earned dollars are appreciated because we could not do our job without them. I couldn't hire quality people. We couldn't retain quality people, and we couldn't do day-to-day operation here in the city. So your taxes are appreciated. They make the city go. I just want everybody to know how they kind of are dispersed. With the easements, like I say, again, I'm reaching out to the community. I need your help. If I can't get on access to property, I can't fix it. And that's been going on for years here in Waycross. Again, I don't understand why, but we need to stop it. We need to stop it. I discussed the streets and roads. Like I say, it's about 400 streets and roads that need servicing, not including utilities. If you add utilities, that's about $1 billion to get that done. And we're trying our best to knock those things off. And again, we're averaging about 15 to 20 streets a year, depending on funding and materials. And again, the city, we're trying to figure out the best mix of those materials to get the best lifespan. And then, like I said about our mayor, I won't repeat anything about the mayor, but we got a great mayor, and I'm gonna support the mayor. He's not mayor anymore, and even then I'm gonna support him because it's not men like him that care about his community, regardless of how his community feels about him. He goes every day, does his job. Right now, he's with state legislators trying to get us some resources and some grants to help us out with some funding. So that's why he travels when he does travel. If he's traveling, it's to get us money and resources. So, all right, I'm gonna take a few minutes to look here in the comments, answering the questions that might be in here. Okay, so I thank our citizens for your comments today. And again, if you have any questions about anything, we are here. I can't say it without doubt. You can call the number, and we are trying something different. If you call, please leave a voicemail. Mr. Simmons is working on key individuals. If they don't answer their phone for whatever reason, leave the voicemail. It'll become digital and go to the email, and they'll see the email and they'll respond that way. Again, the city app is probably the fastest way to contact us. I think we're going to do a tutorial on the app, maybe in the next couple of weeks, for those who have problems with it. And Waycross is a great community. I'll make sure I come off wrong. It's a great community. It's a great city. Even with the tax stuff, if you look up places to live, you're going to find Waycross. It's going to say low cost of living. It's going to say low taxes. It's going to say outside events to do. It's going to say Okefenokee Swamp. It's going to say hometown appeal, hometown feel. It's going to say a place to raise your children. So that says a lot for our city. And I think we got to make sure that we all live up to what that, those few statements. And for the most part, I know we do every day. And I also, like I said, I know we got a lot going on that needs to be done. So we're going to work on that at the city retreat next weekend. It's open to the public. You can come sit down and listen to, maybe ask some suggestions. Please do. But please don't come be disruptive. If you just come in to burn up stuff, yeah. If you come in to make things better, then please come. Swanfest starts Saturday.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, Swanfest starts tomorrow. I was gonna miss it. 5:00. I was gonna not show up. 5:00. Got good food. good times, good events for the kids. You have all the blow up stuff. Like I said, the barbecue, the turkey legs, smoke, all those things we'll be looking forward to, the snow cones, all that bad food for us too. So you can gain about 10 pounds, you can work it off next weekend, but come join everybody. We got a lot of local stores that open up this week as well. I can't mention everybody, but please visit your local vendors because they help the city run as well and need your support. And business licenses. If I'm saying this and you listen to me right now, that means, and you have not turned in, you missed the mark. On the 15th, we will start enforcing non-compliance, but still got a few more days before the 15th. Please come get your business license. And again, I work with anybody. If you're concerned because you've not been doing it or some years back, just come see Ms. Power. She got specific instructions on that. Our goal is not to shut anybody down. Our goal is to keep business striving here, but to keep them compliant. So, and don't see any more questions. And I'll wait a few more minutes. I'll wait to about 12:50 in case somebody else kind of comes up. Again, we appreciate everything. City of Waycross citizens. Like I said, y'all, our jobs, we wouldn't have without you, without you being here. We appreciate those citizens too that always are positive about the city of Waycross and concerned about the city of Waycross. And even those ones that are really critical, but you're concerned, but you appreciate it because you bring ideas to us. I can't name everybody, but I'm appreciative of you because though you might be vocal, you bring ideas and solutions at the same time, and I appreciate that. And I'm gonna check my texts. I got some texts coming in just to see what's going on. All right. Okay, there's some comments in here I can't even talk about today. I'll just say, yes, we one team, one fight. We all together in this, making this better. And I appreciate Texas too. And again, if you got any questions, concerns, stop by City Hall. Everything is transparent. That's our goal. And if we're doing something wrong, I don't want to act like we're doing everything right. Please let us know as well so we can fix that. And with that, I will say everybody have a good day. Make sure you come to Swamp Fest, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.